we're going to get started here in a little bit. I just seen that our guest is coming in here. I would prefer that he introduce himself rather than me introducing him, and that way we can get started. Um, we'll be doing these probably once a week because what I want to do is I want to get through some trainings when it comes to closing. I'm just trying to figure out all the bugs right now, which is why I decided to bring on a guest. That way I can kind of oversee everything. And then the next call, maybe next week, sometime around the same time, which I'm going to have to figure out what to do. Hey, there he is. Thanks for joining us, Josh. How are you? Let me see if I can. I think you're muted, brother.
Okay.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Just make my mic settings good. There we go.
All right. So just so you understand what's going on, right now we have like I've formed a group um, in Facebook. Mainly, it's people that are in the remote sales area, and one of the biggest challenges that we all have is that there's a lot of limiting beliefs, of course, that we go through every single day, especially whenever you're on calls. Sometimes you get objections. Sometimes you lose confidence. You know what I mean? Something might be going on in your day and you just lose the drive that you typically would have and the passion. Actually, it just kind of like drains you. And I'm sure what you have in store for us is going to be super exciting. I just want to ask because I actually did not introduce you to my group yet, so they don't know who you are and what you're about. So if you don't mind, do you think that you could give us an introduction? And
Yeah.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of moderate just like the questions as they come through, and I'll be able to relay them back to you. That work?
Sure. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this. And yeah, my name is Josh Matthews Morgan, and I am the co-founder of Learn Your Brain. And the main thing we do is help business owners in particular, but high performers in general, build high growth companies. And we probably the greatest area of our expertise and our passion is in this subject of helping people shift limiting beliefs. And got a lot of personal experience with that myself, having struggled with them and as it relates to sales in particular, and with marketing to a lesser degree, but also just lack of belief and lack of confidence in myself in general. So yeah, that's what I'm very passionate about, and so I'm very eager to share at least a sliver of my wisdom as much as I can in the limited time we have together.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait. So you mind if I ask um like how it is that you came to help out other people, because that's one thing that I noticed about you is that you're the type of person that wants to help out other people and see them break through their limited beliefs. Would you mind sharing with us that a little bit about that, please?
The journey of how I kind of like came to get to here.
Yes, yeah, correct. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
possible.
Well, yeah. Well, my mother was my business partner, and she actually invited me to join the business right when she started it, and I was basically fresh out of college and had no plans for what I wanted to do with my life. But to long story short, to condense a very long story into a short period of time, throughout the building of our business, of our coaching business, I kept running into these struggles with limiting beliefs and things like anxiety at night that would come up for me, sleepless nights when for example, anytime we brought on a new client and they signed on the dotted line, I would immediately get anxious. And I didn't know why that was until later, until some of the tools that we use to like discover them even. But yeah, so that's been the number one struggle I've had as an entrepreneur is with limiting beliefs. And so it made and it made logical sense for us to be training people on doing that, because in the process of overcoming my own, we've created some frameworks, we've created some training that helps people identify them and shift them very quickly within 15 minutes, which a lot of people have a hard time believing is true, but you can absolutely do that.
Yeah. I've seen it actually done firsthand. Like I said, I have a friend that does similar practices
Mhm,
that you do, and I've
mhm,
seen her do some amazing things with a lot of people. So, without further
mhm.
ado, I would just like to hand it over to you and let you kind of speak to our audience and see what it is that
Yeah.
we can do to help them out today.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Well, let me give a little brain background, a little knowledge that will really set the stage for the rest of this. And that is that really important thing to understand is that you really have two different brain systems, right? We call them the rational brain and the emotional brain. So if you were to imagine that your mind is like a circle or your brain is like a circle, and you drew a line right down the middle of that and cut it in half, a horizontal line. So you got a top part and a bottom part, right? So the top part is the rational brain, this also referred to as executive brain. The bottom part is the emotional brain. And the key thing to understand with limiting beliefs is that limiting beliefs are created, they are stored, and they're expressed via the emotional brain, not the rational brain. Okay. And a lot of people, and the reason this is so important is that most attempts to change limiting beliefs fail because they don't target the emotional brain. They don't target the deeper level of programming. They're changing basically surface level thinking that doesn't actually get rid of a limiting belief. Okay. So that's kind of the most important thing to understand about that. And um, honestly, the most difficult part of the whole process of shifting them is not the transformation part of the process. It doesn't require a lot of skill even. The most difficult part of shifting limiting beliefs is discovering them and pinpointing them in the first place, because they are subconscious, right? They're in that emotional brain area that we don't often have rational, conscious access to. So we feel them in our bodies. We feel limiting beliefs in our anxiety or in our uncertainty to push back on the prospect. For example, when an objection comes up, that time we might lose words, we might freak out. Oh no, objection! Instead of just keeping that calm, detached state, which is the best state for sales, a limiting belief could sabotage that, right? But it's really in the identifying of what that limiting belief is about that is the hardest part.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. Yeah, there's been times when I know that I've like, even if I have like something going on in everyday life, that's affecting the way that my behavior is on the calls. Like I know that a call's coming up,
Right.
and I'm like, I'm not equipped for this right now. I'm going through an
Right. It's
emotional
not in that
state,
space.
and it's good to
Right.
overcome that for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, my sales is so much mindset. I heard someone say for me before that it's like 80% mindset and 20% like what you say, like tactics. And
Yeah.
I think that's really true, because if you don't have the mindset part right in the first place, what you say either isn't going to come out right, or they're going to sense the insecurity, they're going to sense the insincerity of it, or so much of it starts in what's happening in our own minds first before we even pick up the phone and
Yeah.
talk to the prospect.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm just curious, today, was it something that you were going to help us with, like an exercise? Because I've seen you do it
Yeah.
in other videos, and I was curious if
Yeah.
that was something that you might get with us.
Yeah.
Did you want somebody to volunteer, or what are your thoughts on
If
that?
they could, that would be easiest. That would be the coolest, because it's fun to see it demonstrated live, but it's not
Absolutely.
100% necessary. I mean, if they can jump on video with us, or I can try to do it remotely like this, that might work.
Sure. No, I think we can get them to jump on a call.
Okay.
Does anybody want to volunteer? Because I know since last week I've been asking anybody that wants to come on, wants to have their limiting beliefs deleted. That's something that we could help you out with. I do see a few people here. Does anybody want to volunteer? We'll have to wait for a few seconds for the responses, but let's see
Yeah,
if anybody says
sure.
anything. And what I'll do is I'll personally send you the link to jump onto the call, and then that way you can participate. Welcome, Prakash. Nice having you here. Welcome, Mandela. How are you? Jason, nice to see you.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool thing. So if anyone has something they want some immediate coaching and help on, feel free to jump on this opportunity.
Yeah, if anybody wants to volunteer, that would be delightful. Who would like to volunteer? Jump on the call with us. They would have to have their video on, or it doesn't matter.
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
We can
Okay.
just do it with audio as long as they can see my video. Yeah.
Daryl says, meh.
Meh. No limiting beliefs, I guess.
I guess not. Yeah, he's
Well,
actually, I know him very well. He seems like he's very he has a strong mindset.
good, good.
Anyone else?
So this, okay, let me throw this out here too. We don't have
Sure.
to do it with a limiting belief per se. We can also do it with if someone has a feeling of like any kind of negative feeling that they want to shift. So it could be like frustration right now or anger about something or overwhelm or doesn't necessarily have to be related to sales. It's just for the sake of having an issue to delete so that people can see the steps in action. But if not, we'll improvise.
Oh, it's okay, Bart. So we got Bart. He said that he'd be willing to jump on the call with us. Let me send you
Okay.
right now our the Zoom link, and that way you can jump onto the call with us. No worries about that. That's part of overcoming limiting beliefs. There you go. So it's actually on Messenger. So once you jump on, we can help you out there. And we appreciate you, man. That's awesome that you're going to volunteer.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that, Bart. That's very cool. Yeah, trying to think of while we're waiting for him of some other stuff that I could be sharing and talking about.
Okay.
So, well, let me give a preface on this tool. Actually, that would be cool because it's kind of a unique thing. So, the tool we're going to use today, and our favorite tool for doing this is something called emotional freedom technique, or we call it the erase and replace technique, because you can erase any negative feeling really quickly and replace it with something that's more desired. So, how's it going?
Hey,
Good
welcome,
evening,
Bart.
gentlemen.
Hey, how's it going, Bart?
He is live. How are you, Bart?
I'm hearing. I have a double sound, like it's an echo.
Like an echo?
You might want to shut off.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm turning Facebook
headphones.
off.
Oh, that too.
That's better.
Could be the
Yeah.
headphones too. Is that better?
Yeah, because I have like Zoom and Facebook, there's like a small delay, so
Gotcha.
Yeah, I had to mute Facebook myself so that way I could do it. This is all new to me too, so great. Thanks for joining us on the call. So Josh, I'll let you take over. Do what you do best.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Let me-
volunteering, Bart.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. That's awesome. Let me share just a little background on this tool before we dive right into it. This is it's called emotional freedom technique. It's very unorthodox looking. Okay. We're gonna be tapping on different parts of your face, which looks really strange. I know, but I can see his face right there going, what the hell? What did I get myself into? But it's been researched in over 141 different studies. It's been used on issues as serious as PTSD, which we're not going to obviously tackle today, but like PTSD, anxiety, all sorts of things that are actual diagnosed medical, clinical disorders. It's been used on, and it's been very effective with. So for run-of-the-mill limiting beliefs and just normal stuff, the normal feelings that we want to shift throughout our day, it's tremendously effective. But the proof is in the pudding. So we're going to do a live demonstration of it, and appreciate Bart you being willing to jump on this.
Yeah, it was this or cleaning the kitchen, so yeah, the choice was up.
Right? Yeah. I'll do that all day. Yeah, avoid cleaning the kitchen for sure. So tell me, man, if there is one feeling issue, limiting belief, whatever, that we could shift to get today together, what would that be?
Let's see. Well, earlier you mentioned actually about the sleeping part and that you can actually improve on that. I think that's the biggest annoyance I have daily.
Okay.
Because I live in Europe, and most of the work I do is like based in the States, sometimes in UK, but yeah, and like when you go to bed at 3 or 4, and then it's still difficult to get asleep because you just left the screen, you just brush your teeth or whatever.
Oh,
and then you wake up at like 1 p.m. and it's like, oh damn. And then it takes like 1 hour to wake up, and it's like 2. And in 2 hours, the rest of other people come home from work. So
yeah,
it's like sometimes a bit odd. Like and actually in about 7 days, I have to shift back.
Oh,
so sometimes schedule? Because I'm still in college. I have about 20 weeks left, and then I'm done.
Mm.
And I'm doing some work at the same time. And yeah, I have to shift back. But even so, like, it doesn't matter what time it is. I take the same amount of time when I go to sleep. And I know it's because of the screen, but I know there are also other things. Because there have been days like I was making this YouTube video, similar platform as YouTube, it's a little bit different, and I work on this 8 to 10 hours. I put my effort into this, and it took me like 10 minutes to get us to fall asleep, because you really work hard for some reason. But we usually do on the computer, it's not really like that. You're just typing a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so that issue, we could talk about that. That might not be as much related to a limiting belief or a feeling that you have.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if I even have limiting beliefs, so it's a bit difficult to.
Yeah, that one I would just say is tough because screen time is proven before you go to sleep to overstimulate your brain, right, and to interfere with the production of melatonin and stuff like that. So, that it's difficult to sleep if you're being that active, like right before you go to bed. But yeah, so what about, we don't have to call it a limiting belief. What if we just called it, what's something that you feel frustrated about or overwhelmed about or anything like that? Anything small, like a minor annoyance in your life?
I would say, like, if you have you see like an opportunity, because I'm in sales, and okay, you see this opportunity. Oh, I might be able to do this prospect. Oh, we just set up an opportunity, and like 10 minutes, and then it might be someone you work with, and there's not much. You don't really reach that much with it. So it's like 5% is good, and 95% of it is like, yeah, we don't really want that. So it's more like, okay, 5%, it's like, okay, it's okay. But there's nothing really perfect, There's nothing really extremely exciting about the work I do right now.
So are you saying that you're booking a lot of calls with like kind of unqualified prospects? Is that fair to say? What's the 5% and the 95%? I didn't understand that.
Well, it's not like I'm not really talking about numbers here, but it's more like I have to set up these appointments. But I'm working with people, and I hope I'm getting an opportunity next week, which might give me a job change. What I'm doing right now is they're not really that responsive, so it really annoys me when I personally am responding within 2.5 minutes usually, and they take like 2-3 days. And when they do, it's kind of like the work doesn't go that fast, I like to say, okay, we just communicate until everything's running. But they can't really do that for some reason. I don't know why.
So they kind of ghost you almost for a little while. Like they take too long to respond. That's maybe not a priority for them right in that moment. Is that right?
Yeah. Like, I don't know their exact reason, but I can't really work that fast. Like most of the day, it's just like doing minor chores you have for yourself. You're like, oh yeah, let's look for this, let's order this. Let's cook some of this, and then something like 3-4 hours of work.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. But you want to fill a day, right? Which might also be one of the reasons, even I think, because of it might be one of the reasons I even have difficulty sleeping, because I didn't use my brain enough.
You feel understimulated. You feel like you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
Productive work during the day.
Yeah, which I think will change starting next week, because I have to go back to college for a couple weeks, and if I have to include the work, it will probably be better. Yeah, I hope.
Okay, so here, let's do this together. I think this will be the easiest one to shift. Is the feeling of like the annoyance and the frustration that these people are taking forever to get back to you, right?
Yeah. You can't really control the prospects, of course. That they haven't bought yet, so you can't really judge them, I think.
Yeah, but it's still an annoying thing, right? It's like, why are they not being so responsive, right? So that's a good issue that's an easy, simple issue that we can work with and clear the feeling, right? Because that's what we always do in this process is we base it on what's the feeling, right? Cool. Oh, and all right. So Virgil just, I think we'll have time. That sounds good, man. He just shared that we have a couple other volunteers too. So I'm happy to do this with multiple people. All right. So the key with this process is we need to put words to the feeling. Okay. So we need to accurately identify and put language to the feeling. So maybe I'm frustrated and annoyed when prospects take forever to respond. Is that it?
Yeah.
What's the perfect way to say that?
It's like, I don't mind if, a couple of them do it, but if there's so much, like 95% again, 95% of it is like, yeah, they're kind of ignoring you, and that's just damn, it happens again. This is not going to change, probably.
Okay, I'm frustrated. Yeah. So is it frustration and annoyed? Is that you said the word annoyed
or
before?
like not the feeling like in the beginning there's like, oh yeah, let's do this, but in the end you finally discover, okay, this is probably going to be the same every now. It's
right.
This for opportunity probably isn't going to change because they don't. Yeah, I already see it. It's just as the last one.
Gotcha.
Similar.
So maybe, I'm frustrated and annoyed that most of these people ignore me. Is that it? That most of these people ignore me and don't respond in time.
And I'm not even like, I can understand if my texts were really rude or something, but no, I'm actually using pre-made copy from someone and if I don't know what they're saying, I just send it over to someone to check it over.
Gotcha. Okay. Is that a good way to describe the feeling? Because that's what we got to deal with. Like, kind of like you're frustrated and annoyed that so many people are not responding to you.
You could say that.
Yeah. Does that feel true? Because I don't want to put words into your mouth. It won't work if we're not working on the right feeling.
Yeah. And sometimes it's text-based and sometimes it's like call-based. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a bit divided over this.
That's fine. So I'm frustrated and annoyed that a lot of people aren't responding to me. Right?
Yeah. And I think the social media one and the call is less, but an email that's the worst one. Like, damn, those are the most annoying.
When you send
you're actually making it personal on that one. Like an email, you're really putting some effort into it, and then it's like they ask for it and they don't even send note.
A confirmation like thanks.
Yeah. And you ask for it like.
Gotcha. Okay, so it feels like disrespectful and discourteous, right? Like uncourteous and kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, and it would be fine if it would be 50%. That's okay, but every time.
Yeah. So I'm going to add that to the statement. I'm frustrated and annoyed that a lot of people aren't responding to me. It's disrespectful, right? Can we say that?
Yeah. And I don't know if there's like a value because as long as it isn't a copy stamped email and I notice, okay, this is just copy paste, I always send an email back.
Right. Okay. Well, that's cool. So, all right, but here we need to put a rating on this feeling. Okay. So this is a key part of the process on a scale of 1 to 10. How strong is your feeling of frustration and your annoyance that this is happening?
Well, I'm not destroying my laptop yet, so that would be a 10.
That's good. Right. That's a 10. Yeah. Like fury, rage, anger. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say this is around, like if it's for social media or like on a call or something, I would say it's like 6.5, but if it's like an email, it's like 7.5.
Okay. So we'll put it at, let's do it with email. That aren't responding to my emails because that's the strongest. That's the strongest feeling. So like a 7.5. Cool. All right. That's a good number to work with. That's a good starting place. All right. So our goal with this process is to get you down as efficiently as possible to a 0 where you don't feel this frustration and annoyance anymore. Okay. So the reason we put the number on it is because we want to check back in with your feelings and see and notice them coming down. Okay. What is your native language, by the way?
It's Dutch.
Dutch. Okay, cool.
Yes,
Are you from the Netherlands, or
I am. I'm there. I am there right now.
you're here right now? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Did you notice an accent or something? Yeah.
Well, I know you said you lived in Europe, so I figured that
Uh,
you that yeah, your original language is probably. So here's a little thing. Your English is really good, so I don't think this will be a problem. But the most effective way to use this process is in your native language. Okay. So, but
I'm
just
actually worse at my native language.
oh, okay. Well, then we'll do it in English. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I speak. Yeah. Sometimes the feelings don't shift as much because there's more emotional brain connection
Yeah.
with your native tongue. Okay. Well, let's do it in English. Okay. All right. So you're just follow after me. This is a strange process. It's unorthodox, but just trust me. So first, we're going to start by tapping right here on. Use your dominant hand.
Wait,
To the,
the left one?
what's your dominant hand?
This one? Right
Okay.
one?
Use your Use your right hand to tap on your left hand. The right hand should
Wait,
be doing all the
so
tapping.
the other way around. Like you use the dominant hand to tap?
Yes. Yeah.
Wait.
Use the dominant hand to
The
tap
other
for
round.
all of this, right? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you're going to tap the karate chop point, like if you were to do a karate chop. Yeah, right there.
Oh, so like this.
Other side. Other side.
But then it will be like this.
Underneath. Exactly. Underneath. Exactly. Yep. All right. And then just repeat after me. Even though I feel frustrated and annoyed.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh. Even though I feel frustrated and annoyed,
That a lot of people aren't responding to my emails.
and a lot of people aren't responding to my emails,
It's disrespectful
it's disrespectful
and rude, right?
and rude.
I'm open to letting this feeling go.
I'm open to letting this feeling go.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do 2 rounds of, now
Yeah,
you can let
stop.
that go. Yeah.
Okay.
You can stop. Yeah. So that's just what we call the setup statement and the setup phrase to basically tell your emotional brain, tell your brain what issue we're going to be clearing. Right. So now you're going to tap on different points around your eye. And so the first one is right here, like right where your nose bone and your eye bone meet. Right there, exactly. And use your dominant hand as well to tap for this. Yep, yep, good. So, and just repeat after me. This frustration and this annoyance.
It's frustration and annoyance.
That they're not responding to my emails.
That they're not responding to my emails.
It feels very disrespectful and rude.
It feels very disrespectful and rude.
Okay. Now you're going to go to the side of the eye right here. Like right on the bone on the side. Yep. That's it. That's it. I feel frustrated and annoyed
I feel frustrated and annoyed
at these people ignoring my emails.
that these people are ignoring my emails.
Yeah. Okay. Underneath the eye, you're going to tap right on the bone underneath the eye. Yep. Good.
Yeah.
Find it. Yeah. That's it. I'm frustrated and annoyed that people keep ignoring me.
I'm frustrated and annoyed that people keep ignoring me.
It feels pretty rude.
It feels pretty rude.
Right. Okay. Now between your nose and your upper lip, like right in the middle. Exactly right. It's rude when I personalize an email to them.
It's rude when I personalize an email to them
And they ask me for it.
and they ask me for it
And then they don't even respond.
and then they don't even respond.
Okay. Good. So now on the chin, so it's like right in the middle, right there. Exactly. Yep. I'm frustrated and annoyed that these people keep ignoring me.
I'm frustrated and annoyed that these people keep ignoring me.
Yeah. It's really rude.
It's really rude.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now this point's a little hard to find. Find your collarbone, right? The point of it.
Wait, where?
Yeah. The point of your collarbone, like right where the bones meet on one side.
Yeah?
And then come back underneath there's a little gap. Right underneath where they meet.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a little
I
gap.
know.
You got it? Yep.
Yeah.
So tap there and say, I'm frustrated and annoyed
I'm frustrated and annoyed
that people aren't responding to my emails.
that people aren't responding to my email.
It's rude.
It's rude.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's one round of tapping. Okay. So we're going to do another round real quick. And I know it's a slower process when we're explaining it all, but you don't actually have to spend a lot of time tapping on each point. But let's go ahead and do another round. So on the first I point.
Right.
Yep. I'm frustrated and annoyed
Frustrated and annoyed
that they keep ignoring my emails.
that they keep ignoring my email.
Okay. Second I point. I'm frustrated and annoyed
Frustrated and annoyed
that they keep ignoring my emails.
that they keep ignoring my email.
Okay. It's rude.
It's rude.
Yeah. Okay. Now underneath the I feel frustrated and annoyed that they keep ignoring me.
I feel frustrated and annoyed that they keep ignoring me.
They ask for this and then they don't respond.
They ask for this and then they don't respond.
Okay. Underneath the nose. Yep. Frustrated and annoyed.
I'm frustrated and annoyed.
That like 95% of the people are
They're
ignoring
like
me.
95% of the people.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Right? You can add a little humor into the process too. Go up a little higher on the chin one, like right in the
Hey.
gap. Yep, that's it. Frustrated and annoyed, and all these points have been tested in different studies too, by the way. So
Really?
that's why
I've never read anything about this.
Yeah, there's a lot of information about it online. A book called The
Is it
Tapping
more
Solution.
psychology or biology?
Both. I mean, they've measured the. I mean, you could call it psychobiology. They've measured the galvanic skin response. They measured the stress hormones and stress neurochemicals before and after doing this, and they can actually see a marked difference. So it's happening. It's changing things on a physiological level. Yeah. All right, and this last one. I'm frustrated and annoyed with these people.
I'm frustrated and annoyed
With these people
with these people
who keep ignoring my emails.
who keep ignoring my email.
Okay, so you were at a 7.5. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to say it out loud, the statement, and then I want you to check in with the number and see how intense it feels now. Okay, so just say this out loud. I'm frustrated and annoyed that a lot of people aren't responding to my emails.
I'm frustrated and annoyed that a lot of people aren't responding to my emails.
Yeah, is that still a 7.5?
It's a little bit less, but that's
Okay,
I don't know why exactly, but
that's good though. I mean, that's
Yeah,
what we're looking for.
I don't know. Is it because of the distraction I just did, or
No, it's been tested in a lot of different ways. It's actually,
Yeah.
There is a part of the brain that's involved in negative emotion called the amygdala. And they think that doing this process helps deactivate that part of the brain so you can release the negative emotion. So that's what's actually happening on a brain level.
and this could be done with any problem.
Any problem. Absolutely any problem. The key to this process, okay, when people do this, they say, I've tried tapping before and it didn't work. And they come to me and they say this, and I say, okay, the reason it doesn't work, the only reason it doesn't work is because you're not tapping on the right issue or you haven't worded the statement true to the feeling. Okay. It always works 100% of the time if you can do those things, if you can word the statement correctly and stay true to the feeling with it. Okay. But so where's your number at, by the way, where's it at now? What did you say?
I think it just went down to the level of the other two. Like, yeah, I think it could be done at the same level, like maybe a 6.5.
Okay,
like-
you only went down like maybe 1 or 2 points.
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like similar kind. Like, you're not extremely angry, but it's like, it's not fun. But you're not like, it's not like when you don't receive an email like you're going insane or anything. It's more like it's this grudge you have for the rest of the evening, and you don't really have that with a call or anything. But with an email, it's like, oh, damn, I would have expected something. And
Gotcha.
I think right now it would be kind of similar to like, not getting a call back, because that's that annoying, or like not getting a response to your social message. Like I think it went out to that level that you only like.
Okay, so let me ask
Yeah.
this. Is the feeling still about frustration and annoyance, or is it about like you're upset in some ways, like you feel hurt in some way?
Like I may have a reason, but it's really stupid.
Okay, well tell me.
Because like I sometimes do have ideas, but yeah, this could be a lot. This could be a lot easier, you know, because this is for a marketing agency, of course, and I'm always thinking like, okay, why don't we just get warm leads? So I just have sometimes a little bit of frustration that I actually have to do this cold work, you know, like I do want to do it,
okay.
I have to do it. It's not that bad, but I'd rather do the other one, you know. It's better, it's more, it's
Okay.
I don't know, it's
So
easier.
that's truer to the feeling. Okay, that's truer to the real feeling.
What do you mean?
Sometimes, well, it's not the. Let me put it this way. Your frustration is about their not kind of ignoring you and not interacting with you, but there's a bigger feeling here that you're frustrated that you have to even do this work in the first place.
Yeah.
Does that feel true?
Yeah, I would say it's true, because it's not
Okay.
the thing. It's not the dream job, you know. Like there
not
are
your dream
better
job. Oh,
there
okay.
are better options.
All right. So what we're going to do is change. So what happens, let me a quick coaching moment in this process. When the feeling only comes down like 1.5 points, usually that's a sign to me that we're not on the exact right feeling. Okay. And so you shared that with you that like the bigger feeling of frustration is that why am I having to do this shitty job? Right. So is that fair to say?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay. I'm frustrated that I have to do all this grunt work and these things that I don't enjoy doing.
Repeat.
Yeah. So I'm frustrated that I have to do all this grunt work and these things that I don't enjoy doing, or just say these things that I don't enjoy doing.
I'm frustrated that I have to do this grunt work that I
You know
don't
what that means?
like. I know a grunt is like an annoying person.
Let's not use that word, because yeah, I'm frustrated to have to do this annoying stuff.
I'm frustrated that I have to do this annoying stuff.
It's not, and I don't enjoy this job.
Yeah, I don't enjoy this job.
All right, so let's go with that. Well, how strong is that feeling?
It's really hard to determine, because like if it's in a single moment of like 10 seconds and you have you think it's annoying, it's really easy to determine. But this is like over a long period of time, and you're not like enraged or annoyed for weeks. So how do you determine that?
How does it, when you say that statement out loud, how does it feel in the moment on a scale of 1 to 10? Just put a number to it. You don't overthink it. Just put whatever number comes into your head.
I think it's somewhere between 7.5 and 8.5, because it's like,
okay,
it's
let's
like a grudge. It's like a grudge which you have like, yeah, you kind of feel you have to do it.
Oh, okay. So I resent. It's resentment is really what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that word?
Resentment. Yeah, I think I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a slightly different feeling than frustration. Although there's a lot of depth to this stuff that I can't unpack here, but let's just stay with the feeling here. So I like that word. I have a grudge that I have to do it. Right. So yeah. let's.
Well, you don't have a contract or anything, but you need to keep yourself active with work.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, there's not a gun against your head.
All right. So let's just go ahead and see if we can bring it down from an 8, and then we'll switch over to another person, right? So we can do this demonstration with someone else, right? But you can continue to do the tapping until you bring it down to a 0. Okay. So let's skip this part for now. Let's just go right into the tapping. And so go up to this first point. So as you notice, I spend some time in the discovery phase of this, in the talking through the feeling, because it's critical that we identify the right feeling to be tapping on for it to go down. Okay. It's critical to the process. That's the only reason why it doesn't work, is because we're not on the right feeling. So I'm glad that we pivoted and we switched to this. Okay. So I'm frustrated that I have to do this annoying stuff.
Wait, yeah. Wait,
Yep.
dominant hand, right? Or
Dominant hand on the same side, So on your
Yeah.
right side. Yeah, exactly. I'm frustrated that I have to do this annoying stuff.
I'm frustrated that I have to do this annoying stuff.
I don't enjoy this job.
I don't enjoy this job.
And I feel like I have a grudge that I have to do it.
And I feel like I have a grudge that I have to do it.
Okay. This grudge that I feel,
This
Go ahead.
grudge that I feel,
that I have to do this stupid stuff.
that I have to do this stupid stuff.
Good. I feel a grudge because I have to do this stupid stuff.
I feel a grudge that I have to do this stupid stuff.
And these people are ghosting me and, or ignoring me.
And these people are ghosting me and ignoring me.
I just don't want to do this.
I just don't want to do this.
Yeah, good. Underneath the nose. So this frustration that I have to do this.
Frustration that I have to do this.
Yeah, I feel this grudge.
I feel this grudge.
Okay, good. This grudge that I have to do this.
This grudge that I have to do this.
I really don't want to do this work.
I really don't want to do this work.
It's not satisfying.
It's not satisfying.
It's not fulfilling.
It's not fulfilling.
Yeah, I feel this grudge that I have to do it.
I feel this grudge that I have to do it.
Okay, good. This grudge that I have to do this work.
This grudge that I have to do this work.
Okay. All right, let's do the 2 rounds, because we always do 2 rounds, and then we check in with the number. Same side. Remember, same side of your face. Yeah. So this grudge that I have to do this stuff.
This grudge that I have to do this stuff.
And this frustration.
This frustration.
Good. Yeah. I'm frustrated and I really don't want to do this.
I really don't want to do this.
It's a shitty job.
It's a shitty job.
Why are we doing it like this?
Why are we doing it like this?
Why am I talking to cold leads?
Why am I talking to cold leads?
This frustration and this grudge.
Like, yeah.
Yep. Sorry. Right. Yeah. Underneath
Yeah.
the eye, around the bone. Yep.
Yeah.
This frustration and this grudge that I have to do this shitty job.
The frustration and this shitty job that I have to wait, what? That I have to do this stuff.
That's you're good. This grudge. Yeah. I like that word. All right. Underneath the nose. This frustration and this grudge.
This frustration and this grudge.
I really don't want to do this.
I really don't want to do this.
Good. Under the chin. I really don't want to do this.
I really don't want to do this.
Good. I really don't want to do this job.
I really don't want to do this job.
I feel a grudge that I have to do it.
I feel a grudge that I have to do it.
All right. Cool. Check back in. So
What I do notice is it kind of what I think is happening is that it kind of relaxes you about the subject. And
Yes.
I think if you put it out on paper, it might still be kind of crap, but you kind of can relax about this subject. Like,
Yes. It releases the emotional brain's reaction, which allows you to relax about it, which also allows you to see it slightly differently. Usually when you're down to like a 3 or a 4, an intensity, or a 2 or a 1, you'll start to see it differently in your brain. That's we call that cognitive restructuring.
Yeah. We could say that if you, like, I would assume, I'm not sure about this, that if you do this once, you might have that frustration. That frustration might be away for a couple minutes, but then will it come back and then you have to do it again, right?
No, not necessarily. I mean, that's a complicated subject. So normally when you tap and clear an issue, it's gone for, I don't want to say permanently, but it's gone from your body, but your thinking can cause the issue to come back. Okay. So if you clear it and then over time in your own mind, you're telling yourself the same story, it can eventually cause the feeling to get built back up. Okay. But that's because you're thinking that stuff. This is actually changing your thinking at a deep level when you do it. And so when it comes to limiting beliefs, for example, like I'm not good enough or any of the stuff that a lot of people tell themselves, that usually shifts it permanently. Like this kind of process usually shifts the feeling permanently. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and a number, of course, like, because I was actually thinking a couple seconds ago about if it's actually, if I have to think like theoretically, it still sucks, but the feeling is like 5
exactly.
or 6, you know, like.
Good. Yes.
Because
exactly.
I'm not an emotional person, so I don't really think about that stuff.
I can tell that you're very cerebral. You're very in your head, which is great. That's fine. But it's, you know, with this process, we stick with the feelings, right? So yes, you're right. You can intellectually feel that it still sucks, but your feeling is different about it, right? You feel more relaxed about it.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
It's interesting.
Yeah. So if we were to continue doing this process with you, I would bring it down to a 0, right? But I want to switch over to someone else for now to also to tackle a different issue. But yeah, you can just continue. I want to give you that as homework, right? And continue doing the tapping, you know, with these points on that same feeling, that frustration, that it's annoying and it sucks and I have a grudge, until you get it down to a 0. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I will do that. And I will let the next person take his turn.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Bart. Appreciate you volunteering, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll add you on LinkedIn, Josh. I'll send you a
Absolutely.
message soon.
Feel free to add me on LinkedIn on Facebook as well. I create a lot of content on my Facebook profile too, so feel free to reach out both places.
Will do. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right. Absolutely. Cool. Thanks, man. All
right. So Dhruv has actually joined us on the call. He said that he's having a lot of difficulties as well in sales. And he wants to go over it.
Can you
guys
hear me?
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing awesome, man. How are you?
Doing good.
Great.
Is it Dhruv? Dhruv? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, it is actually Dhruv.
Dhruv. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
All right. Awesome.
So, yeah, so I had these like 2 or 3 beliefs that I have that, you know, does not let me take action over the opportunities I have at hand. So the first belief is that, you know, whenever I get an opportunity that, you know, may improve the chances of me hitting my goal, what happens is that I have this belief that why work if it's not going to work anyway. So suppose it's a marketing company and I have to, you know, make cold calls for them. Now cold calls is a hard thing to do, like by default, but I don't do it because I don't believe that like nobody cold calls and closes a deal. I mean, that's a stupid belief, but I have it, you know, so I don't pick up the phone and dial, and then I don't feel good about myself because, you know, I should do it, but I don't.
Okay. All right. Let me make sure I understand that right. So you are approaching companies to sell your services as a closer, right?
I am procrastinating. I am procrastinating because I don't believe that it can actually work. And that makes me feel very bad about myself.
Okay. All right. I don't believe that what can actually work, that cold calling? Or something more general?
Yeah. I would say I don't believe that. Man, I don't really mean anything. Sorry, that's a little general. But I would say that I don't believe in. Yeah, I would say like I don't believe the whole thing that I can cold call, set appointment, and close a company. So yeah, that can start with cold call. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't believe in that process, or you don't believe in yourself? Which one is it?
Both. I think both. It's actually both the things. But mainly it's actually about me. But mainly almost 70% about me that I don't believe in myself. And that was actually my second answer. That first, I don't believe that I'm good enough. And that's why I don't eventually take action because, yeah, if I'm not good enough, then it's not going to work anyways.
All right. Let's go with that because I think that's the real root cause of this issue. Okay. If we change that belief, the other one will probably change too. Now, I can't guarantee that because they are kind of separate things, but so thank you for being honest and being open about this. And let me tell you, The I'm not good enough thing is extremely common, and it's one that I had, and I had even stronger ones than that. I had feelings like I'm a worthless piece of shit. That was one of mine, which is really strong. So thank you for being honest and open about that. So I don't believe I'm good enough to be successful at sales. Is that what it is?
Exactly. Yeah. That has.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good. So that's the general feeling and belief. All right. And let's just say not, I don't believe, I'm going to reword this. I'm not good enough, because I just follow me on that, because that's how the emotional brain works, right? So I'm not good enough to be successful at sales. Okay. Does that feel true?
Yeah.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is that feeling?
Like, how does that make me feel? Like the pain, are you asking?
Yeah. The intensity of that feeling. Yeah. If you say that out loud, I'm not good enough to be successful at sales.
It is around 7, because I have practiced a lot manually, but before I get to know that, it's really about the mindset you have about going forward with things. Like before that, I used to do like 4 to 6 role plays in a day. And the thing right now is that, I mean, it may sound a little bit, negative, but the thing is that, like I see people who I actually help become good closers being more successful at sales than me myself.
Interesting. Well, because
Yeah.
their beliefs are different, right? And that's all it is. Once you believe in yourself more, and this can happen very quickly. And we're gonna see if we can shift this right now. You can start to have that higher level of performance, right?
Yeah.
So awesome. Thank you for being honest about everything. And what you also know, that a part of you knows that you are good enough because you've trained people who are doing better than you, right?
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
that right? So
Yeah.
if you were able to train them to get great results, then you've got to be doing something right, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like, this is me, like two Dhruvs inside me fighting that, I'm good enough. Come on, man, you did
Right.
that. You are good enough. No, I'm good.
Right. So that's the rational brain, emotional brain battle that I talked about, right? You can at your upper level, your conscious mind can say, well, but look at all this stuff I've done, like maybe I'm good enough. And your emotional brain says, no, I'm not good enough. It's not true, right? So, and that one wins out. The emotional brain always wins out. So, all right, cool, man. Thank you for sharing all this. So it's a 7, that feeling? Oops, did we lose Dhruv?
It looks like he might be dropping out. There he is.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. All right. We lost you for a second, Dhruv.
Yeah.
Like it's
Sorry.
okay. Okay. No worries. All right. So this will be fun. So let's start here. You want to start tapping here? Virgil, I was just seeing that question too from Grace. Make sure that we come back to that later. I want to make sure I answer that later on. Okay.
Okay, you got it.
Cool. Thanks, man. All right. So repeat it out loud. Even though I feel like I'm not good enough to be successful at sales.
Just give me a second. Just give me a second.
Yeah.
I think I lost
Yeah.
my Wi-Fi. I lost
Okay.
my Wi-Fi.
Okay. Here, let me answer that question actually, while it's top of mind. So she asked, psycho what? Do you know what the question is exactly? Psychological acupressure. Yeah, it's a type of acupressure. Emotional freedom technique definitely is, and when combined with the statements and the setup and all the things you say out loud, it's acupressure plus psychology basically. Was that the question? Hey man, can you hear me? I can't hear anybody now. It says you're muted. It still says you're muted, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I said
Okay,
that.
I was
That's
just
impressive.
like,
I'm finally here. Yeah, let's go.
all right,
Okay.
you're with us. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So good. So even though I feel like I'm not good enough to be successful at sales,
Even though I feel like I'm not good enough to be successful at sales,
I'm open to seeing this differently.
I'm open to seeing this differently.
Okay. All right, go ahead. So the first I point. Yep, I'm not good enough to be successful at sales.
I'm not good enough to be successful at sales.
Good. All right, second I point. Yep. I'm not good enough to be successful at sales.
I'm not good enough to be successful at sales.
Okay, good. All right, underneath the eye, right here on the bone, the truth about me is that I'm not good enough to be successful at sales.
The truth about me that I'm not good enough to be successful at sales.
Okay. If you feel more comfortable doing this in your native language, you can do that too.
No,
Okay.
that's fine.
You want to do it in English? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll say it in English and the person will translate it and do the tapping then, but we'll stick with English. All right, I'm not good enough to be good at sales.
I'm not good enough to be good at sales.
Good. The truth about me on the chin
The truth about me
is that I'm not good enough to be good at sales.
is that I'm not good enough to be good at sales.
Okay. Good. So I'm going to go to this collarbone point. Again, find the point of it and then come back a little bit. I think you're on it. Yeah. The truth about me is I'm not good enough to be good at sales.
The truth about me that I'm not good enough to be good at sales.
All right. The first I point again. I'm just not good enough.
I'm just not good enough.
And that's the truth about me.
That's the truth about me.
Okay. On the second I point, even though it hurts to say it, can you say that or?
Yeah, I'm not good enough at
Oh,
sales.
sorry. Okay, good. Yeah, good. I'm not good enough at sales. Oh, gotcha. I got confused. I'm sorry. Underneath the eye, I'm not good enough at sales.
I'm not good enough at sales.
Maybe I'm just not good enough in general.
Maybe I'm not good enough in general.
Okay. Underneath the nose, on the upper lip. The truth about me is that I'm not good enough
The truth about me is that I'm good enough
in sales and in general.
in sales and in general.
Okay, good. Right here on the chin. The truth about me is that I'm not good enough
The truth about me is that I'm not good enough.
in sales and in general.
Sales and in general.
Good. Okay. This collarbone point. I'm not good enough at sales. I'm not good enough, sorry, to be successful at sales.
I'm not good enough to be successful at sales.
Okay. You're smiling now. What's that? What's that about?
Actually, it's my trigger. Like when I feel bad, I automatically smile.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. When you feel bad, you smile. It's interesting. It's kind of the opposite reaction. All right, cool. So let's pause here and I want you to say this out loud and tell me if it's still like a 7. I'm not good enough to be successful at sales.
I'm not good enough to be successful at sales. It feels like bullshit now.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like total bullshit?
Yeah, total bullshit. Like I feel like I can get on a call and close someone right now.
Dude, that's awesome. That's fast.
Yeah.
It's a fast trend. Well, so, okay. Part of the reason that was so fast versus when I worked with Bart was, right, is that we were able to quickly identify the right feeling and put words to it, right? And since that was the core feeling of it, it went down really quickly. With Bart, and it's not Bart's fault at all. It's just common to the process that you start on one feeling sometimes and realize, oh, it's really this other feeling. And that's why, his started shifting. So you did great. You were great with your self-awareness and coming to me with this. Okay. So is it really a 0? You think it's a 0?
I think it's 1, but I think I think there should be a, I think, physical physical, reasonable action to be taken to completely vanish it. Because I really believe it's like maybe 0.5 or 1, but when I will actually do it, I think I will completely prove myself that it's complete bullshit. I really
Gotcha.
believe that.
All right, let's do a cool advanced technique with you real quick to also help for that. So just follow along with this. All right, so just follow along here. So I used to think, oh, sorry, you're doing my hand rubbing, yeah. I used to think that I'm not good enough to be successful at sales.
I used to think that I'm not good enough to be successful at sales.
Second high point, but now I can see that's bullshit.
Now I can see that it's bullshit.
Pardon the French, guys, if anyone's offended, but this is just part of the process, you know. I'm realizing that I am good enough.
I'm realizing that I am good enough.
And that I've always been good enough.
And I've always been good enough.
Yeah, I actually trained people who are doing really well.
I actually train people who are actually doing really well.
How could I train them if I'm not good enough?
How can I train them if I'm not good enough?
How can I help other people be successful at selling if I'm not good enough?
How can I help other people be successful at selling if I'm not good enough?
Yeah, clearly I'm good enough because I trained people on how to be good enough.
Clearly I'm good enough because I trained people to be good at it.
Yeah, good. I am good enough. The truth about me is that I'm good enough.
The truth about me is that I am good enough.
And I'm awesome at sales.
And I'm awesome at sales.
Yeah. I know so much that I was able to train other people. Did we lose him?
I know so much that I was able to train other people.
The truth about me is that I am good enough at sales.
The truth about me is that I am good enough about sales.
The truth about me is I have the potential to be amazing at sales.
The truth about me is that I have the potential to be amazing at sales.
And I really feel that now.
And I really feel that.
Yeah. I am good enough to be successful at sales.
I am good enough to be successful at sales.
That's the truth about me.
That's the truth about me.
Good. I am good enough to be successful at sales.
I am good enough to be successful at sales.
Good. All right. And now this collarbone point. I'm excited about selling now. Oops. Hey, did we lose? Did something happen?
Yeah, I think so. It's probably his internet. He'll probably be right back.
Okay.
So John asked, he said that he notices that it's the same process. And I explained that it is the same process, but there are some elements in there that are very important, which is the
Yes.
words that you use, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes. So honestly, what I've done, if you were just to follow the exact same steps of the tapping and the speaking out loud, that is the process. Like that's how you do it. I'm not hiding anything from anybody. The key though is the discovery. That's why I keep coming back to that. It's the words that you use, like you said. It's the being true to the feeling. It's the language that matches the feeling, and that can be difficult because it's subconscious, right? So many times it's subconscious. So I mean, luckily, Drool was able to just like immediately pinpoint it pretty much, and between the two of us, we were like, because of my experience, I knew that I'm not good enough feeling was probably the core feeling behind all of it, right? But
Absolutely.
yeah, that's it. I mean, the process is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I seen you do that. I mean, you shared some videos with me, and when I saw one of your guests do the same thing, I mean, it was incredible. It was like instantly it was gone, and you checked in with her, and it was absolutely gone, which is amazing.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Was that the fear of failure one? I think.
Fear, yeah, that's exactly the one it was. Fear of failure, and there were a couple of people.
That was a cool session.
It was really cool. It looks like he's back.
Cool. What were you saying? There were a couple of people what?
That had that problem inside of my group, because I remember what I did is I asked everybody, like, what do you struggle with? And a lot of them were saying fear of failure. So I was telling them, you need to come to this call. I don't know if it was because of the time differences that they couldn't make it, but yeah, that's something that was very common.
Watch the replay. Yeah, watch the replay and just use the language, even though I feel like I'm afraid of failure. just use that, even though like, honestly, this point is not 100% necessary. We do tapping without doing the setup stuff. We still do it because I think it does help some, but you could even just jump right into I'm afraid of failure. I'm terrified of failure.
Wow, that's good.
And I vary the statements when I do it. As you notice, I'll say different things, but you don't have to. You can just say the same, as long as it's the right statement. You can say the same thing over and over again. I just find that it's more effective when you kind of change what you say slightly and kind of tell it almost like a story. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So
that's really cool.
Cool. Yeah.
So is it okay if I share your Facebook profile with everybody inside of my group? They're very solid
Absolutely.
people. All right.
Yeah.
And then also
share
your website.
Anything you want. Yeah. My personal profile, have them reach out and just tell them that, if anyone wants to reach out to me directly on my personal profile, feel free, but just kind of shoot me a message to tell me that you found me from Virgil's group. So I know it's not a random person, because I don't accept everybody, without any kind of connection to understand that. But yeah, I'll feel free to share whatever information you want.
Awesome. Thank you. And I also shared your website. Hey, welcome back, Drew.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys. I just set up my
okay.
Wi-Fi and now but I think we got the exercise, right? I think we got it.
I think you're good. You feel different, right?
I think, so I think I will hop off and get someone else, right?
Actually,
yeah, I think we're just wrapping up now.
Yeah, we're wrapping up right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay, no problem.
But I'm glad to be able to help you with that, Drew.
Yeah, man, I really, really appreciate your time. This was something I did for the first time, and most of the things are not as effective as this was for the first time, right? So
exactly.
Do you recommend it to do on a monthly basis or something, or just like it's done?
That's a good question. Well, probably that feeling that you're not good enough to be successful at sales is done. I don't think you'll struggle with that specific feeling, but there's sometimes different aspects or different layers that come up for us, right? We're humans, and so it's not like we just have one negative feeling ever in our whole lives. I've tapped on so many things, but no, I usually do it as a when things come up for me is when I tap. I don't do it every day or every month or like on a set schedule. Just when something comes up that I want to shift quickly, some kind of fear, or some kind of anger, and I don't have much of it anymore because I've done this and I know how to do this on myself. But every now and then, I'll have something I need to shift, and that's when I use tapping. So yeah, that's a good question.
Thank you so much, man. And,
sure.
And as you are wrapping this up, can you just drop off your link and Instagram, or like how can anybody reach out to you? If they want more help. How can people actually reach out to you if they want?
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I think Virgil is going to hook everyone up in the group with my contact information and share my Facebook profile and that kind of stuff. So I think we were just talking about that when your internet cut out again. So yeah, we'll make sure that you can find me. Yeah, if you need extra help with this kind of stuff. Cool, man.
Bye.
Awesome.
Hey,
see ya.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, Josh. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. That was incredible. I did share with everybody your Facebook profile as well as your website. If they want to look you up or reach out to you, just reach out to him. The link is inside of the chat. So if you guys are catching this replay, make sure you check the chat and you'll be able to see all of that. But yeah, thanks again, man, for making this possible. I knew that this would be great.
Absolutely.
So you helped me out too, because I've never done anything like live on Facebook. And so to see the technical side of things while you were, hosting it, it was really, I'm really grateful for that.
It was good, man. It was smooth. Overall, it went really well,
Yeah, appreciate that.
We have Wi-Fi issues will always crop up every now and then, but you did great.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it very much. Hey,
Absolutely.
Anything else we can do for you? Let us know. I mean, if there's anything in the future that you need, these guys are solid, man. They're really great, solid people. So
seem like really cool, really genuine people, which is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. They are. All right, great.
Awesome, man. Appreciate that.
Again, thank you. And I look forward to working with you again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Virgil.
All right, take care.
Me, All right. See ya.
Bye.